if you were here 2 weeks ago, I sort of left you hanging, and I apologize for that, but that's just the nature of my speeches here, because they're really long. I talked about what it means to make your mark and share your magic. Oh yeah. Now, your magic, of course, doesn't look like my magic. And again, your magic doesn't look like anybody's magic. We're all different. And that's what we talked about. It's what sets you apart, what makes you connect with people. That's how you make your mark on people. We used the acronym ADD, A-D-D, because we're talking about adding value to people. The A stood for abandon the pickpocket mentality. If you remember, we did a little pickpocket demonstration. Abandoning the pickpocket mentality is all about focusing less on me and focusing more on other people. Now we're on to the 2 Ds. The 2 Ds stand for discover your magic and deliver the goods. I'll start with discover your magic, and then I will just briefly touch on deliver the goods. Discovering your magic. What is your magic? Again, it's not going to look like my magic. It's going to be different from what everybody else does. But there's something about you that's different, that's unique. What I'm going to do is I'm going to help you like John Ruck. I'm going to help you think outside of the box a little bit. So that we're going to think about magic in terms of something that perhaps we all possess. Because it doesn't have to be sleight of hand. It doesn't have to be the fact that you play a musical instrument. And you don't have to have some stupid human trick to have magic, like drinking milk and squirting out of your eyeballs. If you've seen that guy on TV, have you seen that guy? That's just weird and sick. Right? We're going to talk about abstract things, maybe like something about your character that stands out to people. Maybe you serve people or you help people in a way that's memorable. Maybe your magic is your positive attitude. Now let's just talk for a second about how magical a positive attitude is. Attitude's a choice. Sadly enough, so many people choose not to have a positive one. We're going to look at what it looks like to be refreshed in just a minute by somebody with a positive attitude. People with this kind of attitude don't let the circumstances of life dictate their view of the world. If they lose their keys, they laugh about it. If their computer crashes, they find a way to deal with it. And a common theme in people's life who have magic in this area is humor. They're able to laugh at life. They're able to laugh at their situations. Now you probably, hopefully, know somebody like this at home, maybe at work, maybe it's you. When you've been around people all day that have negative attitudes, it's very refreshing to have somebody come in with a positive attitude, because that kind of attitude is contagious. It's like a refreshing drink of water. You're all waiting for a trick, right? That might have had more impact if this was a cold bottle of Sprite with condensation dripping down the sides, the demonstration of refreshing, right? But when you have a positive attitude, your cup, your glass, however you want to look at it, is half full instead of half empty. When you have my glass is half full kind of mentality, you have something to offer people. It's contagious. You can give it away. And if this is your area of magic, it certainly is magic because it adds value to people. Now, when you have, what are you laughing at? When you have a negative attitude, you really have nothing to offer, and it runs people dry in the end. There it is. Thank you. Well, let's talk about another possible area of magic, and that would be empathy. Being able to feel what people are feeling, know what people are experiencing, or seeking to find how people are feeling, because this is the first step in meeting people's needs. And meeting people's needs certainly adds value to people. We're going to do a little demonstration. We did this last time, but we're going to do it a little bit differently today to talk about how some people's magic is their ability to feel what other people are feeling and magically meet people's needs. I need 2 volunteers very quickly, 2 people to come up and help demonstrate this. We'll use Sharon. Give Sharon a big round of applause. And Bo, would you help me out too? Okay, Bo. He's not a stooge, just nobody else volunteered. And he's my buddy, so, hey Bo, what's up, man? Okay, if you both could stand with your feet together, just like this, and go like this. Just raise your arm out, your right arm. Together? I'm sorry, yeah, feet together. I always go into ninja stance because whenever I do this, it's like ninja. Okay, but you guys, just normal people. All right, here's the deal. I'll be the ninja. Yeah, all right. One small step to your left, There you go. All right, perfect. To your life, yeah. One step and you're over the edge. All right. So what's going to happen is we're going to deal with this part of your arm right here. Okay, this is the most sensitive part of your body that I can touch. And I just need you to feel for any sort of sensation. Now, what I need you to do is you're going to pretend like you're the one feeling everything that she can feel. You're the one empathizing with Sharon. She's having a tough time at work. You're noticing this. You're going to seek to meet that need. Okay? So I want you to pretend like you're jumping out of your body and you were jumping into hers right now. If that seems kind of weird, Bo, just instead imagine you are wearing her clothes. That'll feel right? Okay, guys, keep your eyes closed. Here's what I'm doing right now. I am grabbing a feather. I need you to feel. Remember how many touches you feel on your arm from the feather. Here we go. Don't say anything, just feel the feather, be one with the feather. Okay, keep your eyes closed. If you felt the feather, raise your hand up all the way.
The first time?
Raise it up high. Okay? Okay, and show us with your fingers how many touches you felt from the feather. Okay, you can put your hands down and open your eyes. Is that weird? Okay, they don't know what happened, so let's tell them. I never touched you. Yeah, never touched you. But you felt, so it was kind of, right, I kind of lied. She's actually the one feeling what you experienced.
That's interesting. It's really neat.
Isn't that crazy? So you're the one with the magic. So let's give these two a big round of applause for us. This is a feather. It's right there. Okay, just so you know it's real. Right there. But I didn't touch her, right? It felt bigger? Okay. Wow, there's like so many things you can. Anyway, go Bo. So anyway, wow. But just to be clear, I never touched her, right? You guys saw. I did not. I just want her to know that. Yeah, never. She felt it. Somebody had that. Some people have that uncanny ability just to tune into other people. Now, of course, this was kind of an illusion, kind of a trick, but it illustrates how some people really are in touch with people's needs. Now, the last way that I'm going to talk about, and there's many forms of magic. I wish I could touch on some of them because there's so many different people here in the room, but just to kind of get the creative juices flowing as to what your magic might be. Maybe it's something about your character. Something that people remember you for. There's like integrity going on there. There's honesty. We talked about Abraham Lincoln. Or maybe it's just the fact that you are not so judgmental like so many other people at your work are. And people notice this about you. And they come to you with problems. They come with you to you, and they aren't afraid to talk about issues because they know that you're calm, you're not going to make judgments. Or if they do something stupid, they can come and tell you because you're not going to be judgmental. Have you seen those commercials, Don't Judge Too Quickly? Anybody seen those commercials? I had a don't judge too quickly moment in my life one time. It was back when I was in college and I was working at an after-school daycare. One of the moms came to pick up her son, Timmy. And by the way, I think Timmy's gift was his athletic ability because this kid was always playing kickball, soccer at daycare, and he was incredible. She came to pick him up one time. Timmy came running by because they were playing kickball, so he was always chasing. He was in the outfield, he was chasing the ball, and then he'd grab the ball and run back in. Every time he ran by, she'd be like, "Hey, Timmy, come on, we gotta go." And he'd grab the ball and be like, "Just a sec." And he'd run back. And this little kid, he was like 7 years old. He was like second grader. This happened 2 or 3 more times. The ball would get kicked out in the outfield. He'd run and get it, and she'd be like, "Timmy, now, come on, we gotta go." And he'd say, "Just a sec," and he'd run back in. Finally, we were like, when is this lady gonna crack the whip on this kid and make him get in the car because they have to go? Well, finally, for the last time, he came running by, and he grabbed the ball, and she goes, "Timmy, now!" And he goes, "Just a sec." And she goes, "No, Timmy, no more sex." True story. She blurted this out. Now, if you could just imagine her yelling that, and you walk out of the building and you hear, "No, Timmy, no more sex," you're thinking, what is this lady doing? This is crazy. What's she saying to her kid? Very easy to judge. All I'm saying, don't judge too quickly. That might be your magic. Now, perhaps at this point, maybe something I've said has made you say, there's something special about myself that I didn't really realize I can use this, right? I knew that I was good at something, but can I actually use it at work? Can I use it on the streets? Can I use it day-to-day interactions in order to make connections with other people? And the answer is yes, you can, no matter what your magic is. Now, maybe you're having a hard time thinking about what your magic is, so I have 3 things for you to consider, just quickly. The first one is, what do you love to do? I mean, if you could spend all your time doing something, what is it? Write it down. Is it fishing? Is it drinking? Delaney's not here. What do you love to do? Think about that, because that plays into your magic. The second thing I would ask you to think about is, what are you good at? What are your strengths? Write those down. 2 or 3 things. And then the last thing is, listen to what people say about you. What do people say, this is what I remember about you? Or what do people say, hey, somebody said they met you the other day and they said they remembered this about you. And once you make a list of that too, 2 or 3 things, once you put these lists together, maybe your magic will start to come together and you'll start to realize what your magic is. Now on to delivering the goods. Let's say you figured it out. You know exactly what your magic is. You have this potential, this magic inside of you, and you just need something to do with it. You need an audience. It was like me when I first started learning magic. I needed an audience to perform for, right? What is that magical thing you have that you can use to bless people, to fill people with? Wow, pass out. That is your magical potential. So the question is, what are you going to do with that potential? Are you actually going to apply it? And are you going to give it away? Or are you going to do what a lot of people do, and it's a big waste? Are you going to keep it to yourself? Anyway, thank you. Yeah, that's a big waste, okay? Who thinks it's crazy I swallowed that balloon? That's what I thought. It's also crazy when you waste your magical potential. What does it look like instead if you take the same potential, excuse me. I'm hungry, okay? The yellow ones taste like honey. So. What does it look like instead if you take that magic and you decide to do something with it? Mold it, improve on it, get better at it, so that you can make something good and deliver the goods. You're very welcome. So there it is, ADD, abandon the pickpocket mentality, discover your magic, deliver the goods. The goods, by the way, can also be delivered in the small things Doesn't have to be a balloon dog. Doesn't mean you're taking somebody out to lunch all the time. Doesn't mean you buy your kid a new car, okay? The magic can happen in the small things. The smile. Like Mother Teresa says, smiling is a gift. It can be your knack for remembering people's names. Dale Carnegie says, a person's name is the sweetest and most important sound in the English language. Magic is in opening the doors for people. It's offering your help in any way. It happens in the small things. It doesn't cost a penny, but it adds a ton of value. Thank you very much.